You know the Kirby devs, right? HAL Laboratory, everyone knows them. Hopefully. Besides Kirby, they made other games like Box Boy, Pokemon Snap, and what we're gonna focus on today, Part-Time UFO. Part-Time UFO is a 2017 Android, iOS, and eventually enhanced Switch port in 2020. But we're just gonna talk about the original game today, because I don't have enough time for all of that. From the website, the story is described as, a UFO appears on Earth, ready to help the planet's citizens with its handy, extendable claw. Pretty easy to understand. Oh, and speaking of the UFO, you play as this little guy. They gave it the name Jobski in the Switch port, and personally, that name is not good at all, but who cares? He still looks cool. He's chill. Now, the controls are pretty simple. Put your hands like this, one thumb moving, and then the other one to pick up items with the claw or other things. Now, the only thing left to do is play the video game and beat the video game. Yes, there is an ending. Better than you think. So the intro starts and you see Jobski just fine, just fine. So we start the video game by bringing oranges to the truck and get more rewards by bringing these mini oranges to them. Since I am gamer, I did that and I got all 3 awards. Oh yeah, after you finish, you get this cute outro and you get to get the real menu of the game. And if you didn't get a good enough score, you can replay the first event. By the way, I'm calling events instead of levels, because I feel like that's the best way to describe these. So the next is the first worksite. Oh yeah, forgot to mention that there are 3 of every event theme. Like 3 farms, 3 worksite, oceans, etc. Anyways, worksite 1, you have to finish this Greek-esque building in a limited amount of time, which the last part is normal for the most to all of the events. So I did this thing and added this little fellow on the way to get funny bonus points, which in turn gives me more money, which you get after finishing each event, even if you did garbage, which is very kind of HAL Laboratory, not gonna lie. Okay, so we'll go by each theme of the order of how they're presented because that's more organized in my opinion. So let's finish the farm events. Farm 2, you bring these silly little cows into the funny truck once again, and for bonus points, you bring the intruder, I don't know what her name is, to the local county jail, or, I don't know, to Brazil maybe, so she can get abducted really quickly. Farm 3 is the most creative and fun of the farm events. Instead of dropping things into the McFunny truck, you pick turnips from the ground, which the truck is moving, and you have to pace yourself so you get everything within the time frame. The goal are getting 10 turnips, which is self-explanatory, get a gold turnip, which is quite rare, and lastly, collect all flavors of the turnips. Big boy, long boy, baby man, basic Starbucks turnip, and lastly, legged boy. In Worksite 2, we work in Asian Japan. It's like Worksite 1, but with ninjas, and if their shurikens hit you, you drop all your items you're holding in your claw and have to pick it up, and then you waste time. That's one of the achievements too. Do not take damage. One is in a normal time frame, while the other one is you have to build a samurai house, which is what you have to build. Worksite 3 is just Worksite 1 with rocks and bombs. That's it. There's only one achievement difference, and it's having some rocks supporting the beams next. The ocean has the second best rendition of the songs, and it has good events too, starting with Ocean 1. Ocean 1 has you fishing with your claw into the boat, and that's about it. Achievements are all the different fish flavors, get the sea urchin from that one SpongeBob episode, and time frame like usual. Ocean 2 is more the same as Ocean 1, but the actual event is under a time limit that ends after it's finished, which are my favorite type of events in this game. New achievements include every flavor of fish again, 10 fish, and get the Splatoon squid before it's a kid. Ocean 3, you move funny items into funny platforms and not to drop them or you will die. Mainly because of the physics. You don't know how much pain I went through on this event. It's most likely the same level as giving birth, and you can quote me on that, or you can leave the video. Oh, and the achievements are getting a squid and a sea urchin into a basket, but that's probably the easiest part of this whole event. I'm in high school right now, and everything in these events represent everything perfectly. High school 1 used to act quirky, not like the other girls, because a claw's picking me up from cheerleading. sacking. Achievements are sacking the certain girl correctly and reaching 3.5 meters next event. High School 2 is High School 1 but easier. It's with sumo wrestlers. How ironic. Though it's still a nice switch of things. Achievements are to steal the retired sumo wrestler's hair. Gets as a wig or something since he's an elder, I guess. And give it to the younger boys to get this creature. Put it down. The second achievement is to get these two boys to fight, but in the end they looked embarrassed. Probably the senior year of these events. High School 3 is the hardest because it's a water-based stacking event, and it kills me to do. It makes me want to cry, and it did. But I got through it after the 49th time. If you ever play this game, just fear for High School 3 as a heads up. Achievements are 3 meters of height for sacking, and because of the water physics, it sucks. Made me cry. Repeat. And second achievement is getting this weirdo into the sack because look at the sack. Might as well drown him at this point. But since he's laying here, he's actually good at being helpful for once. The best rendition of the overworld music, and fun, but somewhat difficult events. Museum 1, you put back an artwork that is based on those Native American totems, and it was the old lady who broke all the museum items, which is, it's not very nice. Achievements are to do it correctly, like worksite events, and put this baby man in it somewhere, like the worksite event. You know, when I think about it, the museum events are just the worksites, but inside. The most difficult event in the museums I have no motivation of 100%. Most likely because of the physics of the stupid item we have to put back together. You put this abstract art piece back together and the funny bad person into the abstract art. And also, old lady didn't do this one, I guess. That's nice. Achievements are what I just listed plus time frame, but that's in every event, so it's nothing new. Next. Museum 3 is Museum 2, but actually solvable with dinosaurs. So instead of abstract art, it's dinosaur bones, and you put it together. Achievements are building it back correctly together, which is odd because there's probably no way to beat this doing it in a wrong way, which is funny to think about. And add funny came into the dinosaur, which is cool. Alright, let's start with Circus 1, where you balance things into the elephant's balancing stick. And if you drop anything to the void, you lose time and lose the chance to get one of the achievements. Oh, and the other 2 achievements are to stack these 2 turtles together. Amazing. Circus 2 is more of the same, but you stack monkeys and it's easier than Circus 1. But if you're clumsy, you'll fail in seconds. Achievements are the same, but instead of turtles, it's a ball. That's it. Next. Circus 3 is both easy and hard because you have to balance these little guys, and since they're so small, you have to think where to put them in either side. But besides that, it's the same style as Circus 2 and Circus 1, but instead of a turtle or a ball, it's a hat for this elephant, which is my second favorite because turtles can't be taken from the top. Break time, and we're gonna have a break in the shop where you spend your hard-earned cash for costumes that either help you or don't, which is like 3 of them, so you don't have to worry. And this is the store owner, Ink, which is cool. She's my friend. We talk from time to time. We hung out last week, actually. She's chill. But said friend can't be helping out where we're going to. In Lab 1, you just try to fit the blocks into the selected area. That's all. Achievements are to add this thing somewhere into the area and align this dot in that. Lab 2. Lab 2 is the same as Lab 1, but with different shapes, save achievements, and all. Lab 3. Different shape, but this time, you match the dot twice in one, and it's a robot mech. Wow. The lab is the least interesting event in this entire game, and I hate them. Might as well just play Tetris at this point. Lab events, but worse. Let's go to the restaurant. Restaurant 1, you make a salad and you have to grab the fruit and vegetables and such from the conveyor belt. It's kind of like Farm 3, but there is no truck and the ground is not moving, which I like. Achievements are to get 10 fruit, getting the Hal Egg logo thing into the salad. Oh yeah, I kind of lied. This is made by a subsidiary of Hal, called Hal Egg. Hope it doesn't make any difference. Restaurant 2, we make it Sunday. Sundays are good, so I like it. The physics are Not good, however, for the ingredients though. Besides that, it's good. Also, achievements are to just stack 3 ice creams for a face and 7 things in the bowl. Next. Restaurant 3 is more of the same but with pancakes. Thank God there's 3. I'm starting to become Cal from that one scene of Clouded with a Chance of Meatballs, even though it's only 2 related sweet things in these events. Also, just like the rest of the events, heck, almost all of them have annoying physics. Like here, they're trying to add buoyancy to the pancakes, but it ends up just being a hassle, if anything. Achievements are as follow: 3 strawberry next to each other, and a zigzag. Now we're at the end of the video game, and if you don't want spoilers, why did he watch this video? This game is almost 7 years old, and I don't think it matters if I spoil a video game only like 2 people talked about, especially after the Switch version. And also, you're kind of forced to watch this, so let's go to the moon! These little star things come and raid the planet Earth that turns slowly, and it's hard to and you pick them up from your metal hand to use it as a bomb to their own kind, which is kind of messed up if you think about it. So you kill them at the end, oh, and you get extra money for skinning them in a pack of 4 and taking them, and taking no damage. Ah yes, money. I can use this to throw coins at them instead of their own kind. Much better. In Moon 2, the leader of the alien raid gets their battle bot. I think that's what it is. And you beat it to death with the first of the creatures. Then, the weapon is trying to kill you with. And lastly, you pick up the leader and make him watch his battle bot destroy in front of his eyes. Which, physical and mental pain is the best way to beat your opponents, in my opinion. Like killing your best friend in Minecraft and blowing their house right in front of them. Anyways, achievements include no damage, like Moon 1. And I think using 8 of the creatures in a fight? I don't know, it's too vague in my opinion. In Moon 3, it's just Museum 1. In Moon 3, the leader is just trying to dip, but we don't want that because we can't kill him. So we drop heavy things, which are from the robot from Lab 3 and Moon 1 in the background. Achievements are to place everything right, like the work site and the museum events. And just like those events, you had this little guy to sack somewhere in there. Moon 3 is just reused content for the final stage, and in my opinion, it's kind of a sucky way to end the whole game. And at the end of the video game, you finally capture the leader and get a nice phone call rewarding you for your deeds, I think. And you get a cool cutscene of where everyone ended up, and that's the end of it. We get a little teaser at the end for what would end up being a bonus mode in the Nintendo Switch port, and from what I remember, it wasn't that crazy, but when I watched it originally, I was so hyped for maybe a Switch port, which, you know, it happened like a year or 2 later. But with everything else that the base game offers, it's great as a $4 mobile game. If I were to give criticism to this game, it would be the physics. It needs to fix itself, man. At parts, it's tolerable, but when it isn't, it's annoying. They made Kirby games, right? Have you played the recent Kirby game? That game is so smooth in a 3D environment. Can they mess up a 2D environment? I don't know. Maybe it was like a training ground for younger developers, since it was a subsidiary of HAL Laboratory. But it's the same on Switch as well. They didn't really improve anything. Other than that, I really think this is a good mobile game. Really structured well, really paced well. The story, while simple, really progressed over the 8-7 events. I forgot the count of it. I'm sorry. That's really it. Yeah. Bye bye.